Rainforests. Table of contents to find what chapter to read. What is a rainforest? Rainforests are thick, lush forests with trees that stay green all year round. All rainforests have a lot of rain and are very damp. Tropical rainforests grow in areas of the world called the tropics, where it is also very warm. The climate is perfect for plants and rainforest trees to grow very tall and close together. Tropical rainforests are full of wildlife. Half of all the plants and animals in the world live there. In rainforests, most of the wildlife lives high up in the treetops. This part of the forest is called the canopy. There is plenty of rain, wind, and sunlight to allow flowers, fruit, and leaves to grow and attract wildlife. The branches and leaves of the canopy can be so thick that they make the rainforest underneath shady and dark. Where are rainforests? They are tropical rainforests on either side of the equator. The equator is an imaginary line that circles the middle of the world like a belt. The tropics are areas north and south of the equator. There are no seasons there, and the weather is hot and wet all the time. The tropics give their name to tropical rainforests. Nearly half of all tropical rainforests are in South America. The next biggest rainforest area is in Africa. Other tropical rainforests are found in Southeast Asia and Australia. The world's largest rainforest is the Amazon rainforest, pictured right, in South America. It is almost as big as the United States mainland. The world's biggest river, the Amazon, runs through it. Inside a tropical rainforest. Imagine you are walking on a soft pile of dead leaves in a dim light. You pass between giant tree trunks and covered in twisted vines. Insects scuttle along old branches and dead leaves. There are a lot of ferns. You are on the rainforest floor where it is quiet and still, as well as very hot and sticky. Above you are the branches of small trees and bushes. High above them is the giant green roof of the forest. Very little sunlight, wind, or rain gets through this thick layer. There are flocks of brightly colored parrots and groups of leaping monkeys. You might see a gibbon swinging through the branches. This is the busiest and noisiest part of the rainforest. Life in the treetops. The tallest trees in the emergent layer of the rainforest tower 33 feet, or 10 meters, or more above the canopy. At this height, they feel the force of the rain, the sun, and the wind. They have small, waxy leaves that help keep them from dying out. The wind blows away some of the leaves, but more grow to take their place. Wind also helps spread the tree's seeds through the rest of the forest. The branches of the tallest trees can spread out as wide as a soccer field. They are the home of soaring eagles searching for prey and noisy gangs of high-flying parrots. Butterflies and bats fly in this top layer, and monkeys live there too. Gibbons are the only apes that spend their whole lives up in the trees. In the canopy. The busiest and noisiest part of the rainforest is the canopy layer. It is made up of tangled leaves and branches. The leaves are mostly smooth and oval shaped and end in a point so the raindrop drips off them. Some sunlight, breezes, and rain come through the canopy, allowing fruits and flowers to grow. In the tropics, every canopy tree releases huge amounts of water into the air. The moisture helps form the thick clouds that hang over most rainforests. The clouds keep the rainforest warm and damp. More animals live in the canopy than anywhere else in the rainforest. It is home to all sorts of monkeys, the acrobats of the rainforest. Birds, snakes, and tree frogs also live here. Many animals can leap or glide from one tree to another. In the understory. The rainforest understory is humid, which means it is warm and wet. The understory is also dark because very little sunlight reaches it through the canopy. The plants here adapt to life in the shade. They grow large, dark green leaves to catch the little light that there is. These plants do not grow more than 13 feet or 4 meters tall. There is very little wind, so plants rely on insects and animals to pollinate their flowers. There are more insects here than anywhere else in the rainforest. Plants such as ferns and palms soak up the moisture on the forest floor. Lianas are climbing plants that grow well here too. They climb up other plants and trees. Many animals use them as ropes and bridges to reach the understory to look for food. On the rainforest floor. The forest floor is the lowest layer of the rainforest, and hardly any plants grow here. It is too dark for grass to grow. The ground is covered with dead leaves and twigs that have fallen from above. The largest rainforest animals, such as tapirs and capybaras, search for roots and tubers. Small creatures such as millipedes, scorpions, spiders, and earthworms find food here. Many types of fungi grow here, helping rot the fallen leaves. The rotting leaves provide nutrients that the trees and plants take up through their roots to help them grow. All of these nutrients are in the top 2 inches or 5 centimeters of the soil, and they help the tallest trees grow in the very thin soil. A rainforest river. The biggest river in the world is the Amazon. It gives its name to the Amazon rainforest, the world's largest tropical rainforest. More than 1,000 smaller rivers and streams flow into the Amazon. The main river is more than 4,000 miles, or 6,500 kilometers long. It floods many parts of the rainforest every year and is home to some amazing creatures, including sharp-toothed piranhas. Piranhas hunt in packs, and some species can be dangerous to humans. Other fish include giant catfish and electric eels that release a dangerous electric shock. Long-nosed Amazon River dolphins search the muddy river bottom for food. Manatees are slow-moving mammals that browse in rivers looking for water plants. They are also called sea cows. Alligators, called caimans, live along the river banks and in flooded swamps, snapping up turtles, fish, and even capybaras. Animals of the rainforest. The 3-toed sloth hangs upside down from its powerful hook-like claws and sleeps for as much as 16 hours a day. It may be the world's slowest moving animal. The sloth stays in the trees eating leaves for most of the time and climbs down to the ground to go to the bathroom just once a week. Tiny plants grow on its fur and turn it green. This helps the sloth hide from its enemies, and its slow speed makes it difficult to spot. Many rainforest monkeys and apes live high up in the trees. Some, such as gibbons, never come down to the ground. They live in large family groups, howling, shrieking, and barking. They are acrobats, swinging, gliding, and jumping from branch to branch. Most monkeys have tails that they use like an extra arm to swing around and to pick up food. Beautiful birds. More types of birds live in the tropical rainforest than anywhere else in the world. One of the smallest birds on the planet, the bee hummingbird, lives here. It is about as long as your finger. Hummingbirds can beat their wings 12,000 times a minute while they hover and suck out nectar from flowers with their long beaks. They are the only birds that can fly backward. Beautiful, brightly colored parrots screech and flap in the canopy. Scarlet macaws are the largest parrots, and they have a 3-foot or 1-meter long tail. They clamber through the branches to break open nuts and fruits with their powerful beaks. The largest bird in the treetops is the harpy eagle. Its wings stretch more than 6 feet or 2 meters, and it can snatch a monkey in its strong claws. Beaky bird. Toucans live in the tropical rainforests of Central and South America. They nest in tree holes with other members of their noisy treetop family. Toucans eat tropical fruits and nuts, as well as large insects, baby birds, and lizards. The toucan's long, brightly colored beak is hollow. It uses it to reach fruit growing on branches that are too thin and weak for it to stand on. A toucan can even use its beak to pull baby birds from deep inside their nests and eat them. It can hold a nut with 1 foot and then use its strong beak to crack it open. A toucan's beak gets in the way when it flies, so the bird usually leaps from one tree to another with a few clumsy wing beats. Insect armies. Thousands of tiny creatures such as beetles, ants, and wood lice scurry around on the forest floor, feeding on the rotting leaves and fungi. Many insects, such as ants and termites, live together in colonies that are organized like armies. Leaf cutter ants make an amazing army. They bite off pieces of leaves and carry them back to their enormous underground nest. There they chew the leaves thoroughly and then bring the chewed remains back up from their stomachs for fungi to grow on. The ants then eat this fungi. You could say they grow their own food. Worker ants carry the leaves. They are all female and they work amazingly hard. Each piece of leaf weighs several times as much as the ant. The workers carry the pieces very fast over long distances. King of the rainforest. Danger lurks at every level of a tropical rainforest. Animals on the ground must watch out for the biggest cat in the rainforest, the jaguar. The jaguar likes to prowl along tree branches, searching the forest floor for mice or larger animals such as monkeys, tapirs, and deer. This big cat moves very quietly on padded paws. The jaguar's spotted coat helps it blend into the rainforest shadows so it can creep up on its prey. It swims and climbs trees well. A jaguar hunts alone and can hook out fish from the river with its paw. A jaguar will even fight an alligator, and its powerful jaws can cut through a turtle's shell. These cats usually hunt at night, and they have excellent eyesight. Jaguars rest and sleep in the trees, often with a leg or tail hanging over a branch. Deadly snakes. Snakes are some of the deadliest animals in a tropical rainforest. Many snakes catch frogs and other small animals on the forest floor and kill them with their poisonous fangs. Other snakes slide between the branches or wrap themselves around a tree, waiting to pounce on their prey. Some snakes squeeze their victims to death. An anaconda can crush a caiman to death and then swallow it whole. It may take several days to digest the animal, and while it is doing this, the snake can hardly move. The female anaconda is one of the world's biggest, longest snakes and weighs as much as a horse. The anaconda is not poisonous. Snakes are often hard to spot. The bright green, scaly skin of this snake, the left, blends in with the surrounding plants and trees, so it is well hidden. Here, it winds around a branch and curls down to catch a chick from the bird's nest below. Hairy spiders and scary vampires. There are many strange animals in the rainforest. Tarantulas are huge spiders as big as your hand. The world's biggest spider is the Goliath tarantula, which is as wide as a dinner plate. It is also called the bird-eating spider because it hunts small birds or young chicks in their nests. Tarantulas hunt at night. They are covered in thick hairs that sense their prey moving in the dark. These predators use their huge poisonous fangs to catch other spiders, insects, lizards, and frogs. 1,000 different types of bats live in the Amazon rainforest, but only one type feeds on blood. It is called the vampire bat. The bat hunts at night. It lands close to a sleeping animal and then walks up to it. The bat bites into the animal and then drinks its blood. Other rainforest animals. Some of the strangest mammals forage for food on the forest floor. Armadillos have scaly body armor that protects their backs from big cats such as jaguars. Giant armadillos are as big as sheep. They use their powerful claws to dig for insects and worms. Capybaras are the biggest rodents in the world. They are the same size as pigs and are related to guinea pigs. They have partly webbed feet, which makes them good swimmers. On land, they are awkward and waddle along like ducks. They live in groups. Tapirs are timid animals that feed on leaves and fruit at night. During the day, they hide in the understory. Tapirs swim very well and can stay under the water for many minutes to hide from human or animal hunters. The ocelot is a wild cat hunter with sharp scissor-like teeth. It catches frogs, lizards, monkeys, and armadillos. An ocelot tears its food to pieces and swallows it whole. It does not chew. Rainforest peoples. Different peoples live in rainforest villages along the banks of the river. In these villages, local tribes live in the same way they have lived for thousands of years. Among the native peoples are the Capo and Yamami Indians of the Amazon. Native peoples live in harmony with the rainforests, hunting animals, fishing in the rivers, gathering fruits, nuts, and insects, and growing vegetables in small plots. Their food, clothing, medicines, and shelter all come from the forest. Many peoples still take part in ancient ceremonies and wear face paint and bright feathered headdresses. More recently, other people have moved to the rainforest from the crowded big cities where it is hard to earn money. These people clear the forest so they can grow food. Living with the rainforest. The people who have always lived in the rainforest know that the soil there is thin. They cannot grow crops for more than a few years on one piece of land. People clear a small patch for cutting down plants and setting fire to them. Then they grow crops to eat and to feed their farm animals. They plant sweet potatoes, corn, and beans, as well as fruit and palm trees, but they leave the big trees standing. They farm the land for a few years and then let rainforest plants grow again. Some tribes also gather wild fruits, nuts, and leaves from the forest and plants for medicine. They know what to look for and what to avoid. Some rainforest people sell what they grow and catch in markets, including coffee, cotton, and fish. They also cut vines and palm leaves to make twine, nets, baskets, and sleeping mats. Rainforests in danger. Large areas of tropical rainforests are destroyed every day. This is partly because companies cut down trees to sell as timber. The hard wood is used to make furniture and paper. Other companies clear areas of forests so that cattle can graze there, and then they sell the meat as beef around the world. Some companies destroy areas of the rainforest so they can dig out valuable minerals lying under the ground. Today, there are roads running through many rainforests. Giant trucks carry logs, minerals, and farm animals along the roads. People build towns for the workers who come to live there. Companies build dams and pipelines that may pollute the land and the water. Many local tribes are forced to leave. Rainforest resources. Tropical rainforests are home to a huge range of wildlife and plants, more than anywhere else on Earth. Yet rainforests cover only a tiny part of our planet. When rainforests disappear, so do the amazing animals and plants that live in them. Tropical rainforests are sometimes called the lungs of the planet. This is because the millions of rainforest trees and plants take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen, which is the gas we need to breathe. Humans are pumping out too much carbon dioxide from power plants, factories, and cars. Too much carbon dioxide in Earth's atmosphere leads to global warming, which can change our climate. When people cut down rainforests, that leaves fewer trees to turn the carbon dioxide into oxygen. This makes the problem of global warming worse. Rainforest future. As you read this book, tropical rainforests are shrinking. Every second, a piece of rainforest the size of a soccer field is destroyed or damaged. The future of the world's rainforests is very uncertain. Rainforests are cut down for timber and to make large farms to grow crops and raise cattle. Companies that mine minerals and build new roads, towns, and pipelines all destroy areas of rainforest. Today, there are many campaigns to protect rainforests. One program creates reserves or parks where no one can build or clear trees to make large farms. Everyone can help rainforests by buying fair trade bananas, coffee, and cocoa, as well as wood and paper sold by companies that do not destroy the forests. The glossary is to look up any bold-faced terms for meaning. Please use this to go back into the text to make sure you fully understood what it meant. The index in the back is for you to identify specific topics located in the book so that you know where to find them.